Anybody?
Do actions
Hmm. Do actions.
in website.
Do actions in
In
website.
website.
Okay, very good. Then do actions in web. Okay. So what are the actions you in your terms?
For example, user login pages
User login.
like that.
Okay. Next. Next. What you will do after login?
Login దాంట్లో in that side check details, member data, any data.
Okay.
For example,
So,
Facebook.
okay. Hmm. Hmm. చెప్పండి మీరు జనరల్‌గా చేసేదే చెప్పండి. పెద్ద డీప్‌గా థింక్ చేసి మరి చెప్పాల్సిన అవసరం ನೀವು జనరల్‌గా సపోజ్ ఒక వెబ్‌లో లాగిన్ అవుతారు. సో, వాట్ యూ డూ అనేది మనం చేస్తాం ఇక్కడ. Okay, fine. So, basically, you will log into web, and web is nothing but what is that? Web browser, right? So, once you open a web browser, what you will do? You will search for the for one URL. For example, మీరు ఫేస్బుక్ అంటే ఫేస్బుక్ యూఆర్ఎల్ ఉంటుంది, గూగుల్ అయితే గూగుల్ యూఆర్ఎల్ ఉంటుంది, లేదంటే ఫ్లిప్కార్ట్ అయితే ఫ్లిప్కార్ట్ యూఆర్ఎల్ ఉంటుంది. కరెక్టా? So, you will search for the required URL. So, once required URL వచ్చిన తర్వాత either you may need to log in or you can directly use, depends on the user, the website. Correct. So, it depends, either you log in or directly you will be into the main page, depends on the web portal. Okay. So, after that, what you have to do is, you suppose if you are using a Wikipedia. Okay, so what we will do, you search for the some person name and check the details, and if you required some information, you'll copy that information and you can save it into somewhere for your reference. Let's say copy the data from the portal and store into somewhere, correct, in one file. Okay, so and exactly you will do the same and చెప్పట్లేదు. Okay, this is just an example. వన్ పర్టిక్యులర్ బ్రౌజర్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్ యూ విల్ పర్ఫామ్ అనేది నేను చెప్తున్నా ఇక్కడ. అర్థమైందా? ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ సేమ్ అని చెప్పట్లా. నేను చెప్పిన ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏంటంటే, మీకు ఇప్పుడు వికీపీడియా అని టైప్ చేస్తారు. సో ఐ విల్ గో టు దిస్ బ్రౌజర్. వికీపీడియా వెళ్ళడానికి నాకు ఎలాంటి లాగిన్స్ అవసరం లేదు. కరెక్ట్. సో ఐ విల్ జస్ట్ క్లిక్ ఆన్ దిస్ వికీపీడియా లింక్. సో ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ మీ టు దిస్ wikipedia.org. After that, I can give any name, or I can choose English. Once I'm into this main page, so I can start referring any information. Okay. So, or if I want to search something else about maybe some a famous person's name or something, or movie names, let's say Bahubali. So you have a separate page for Bahubali. Okay. So Something like this, I will search in the Google and refer this information, and I can get the information about this the person, right? So the same way, let's say you're going to search for the Chiranjeevi. What you will do? You just need to provide the input, how it exactly there in the website. Then you can directly navigate to this page. Okay. So now my question is, how I am able to click on here? How am I able to click on this page? How do I reach till this place? Anybody? Very simple question. ఓకే. అసలు ఈ పేజ్ వరకు నేను ఎలా రాగలిగాను? యెస్. ఎనీవన్? నా క్వెషన్ అర్థమైందా మీకు? అసలు ఈ పేజ్ వరకు నేను ఎలా వచ్చాను? గైస్, చెప్పండి. మీకు ఏది అనిపిస్తే అది చెప్పండి. మాట్లాడితేనే కదా మీకు అర్థమయ్యేది. అసలు ఏం చెప్తున్నాము, ఎలాంటి వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాము అనేది మనం. హ్మ్. ఇప్పుడు ఆ పేజ్ వరకు నేను రాగలిగాను అంటే ఎట్లా రాగలిగాను? సరే, మీరు మీ ఇంటికి ఎలా వెళ్తారు? హ్మ్.
ఒక స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ అంటే ఒక
హ్మ్. స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్.
ఫస్ట్ గూగుల్ ఓపెన్ చేసి
హ్మ్. ఓపెన్ చేశారు. హ్మ్. ఓకే. గూగుల్ ఓపెన్ చేశాను అనుకుందాం. హ్మ్.
వికీపీడియా అనే
ఓకే. హ్మ్. నెక్స్ట్.
తర్వాత వికీపీడియా అనే
హ్మ్. వికీపీడియా.
వెబ్సైట్ వెబ్సైట్
ఓకే. వికీపీడియా అని
వెబ్సైట్
వెబ్‌సైట్ ఉంది. ఓకే. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్.
అంటే ఒక వెబ్సైట్ ద్వారా వెబ్ బ్రౌజర్ ద్వారా అలా వచ్చామా?
ఓకే. అదే ఒక వెబ్‌సైట్ ద్వారా వచ్చాను అంటున్నావు. ఫైన్. ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడ వికీపీడియా అని ఉంది. సరే, ఇక్కడ నువ్వు మెయిన్ పేజ్ వరకు వచ్చావు అనుకుందాం సమ్‌హౌ. ఓకే.
ఓకే.
ఇక్కడికొచ్చిన తర్వాత నేను ఎగ్జాక్ట్‌గా నేను ఇక్కడ వికీపీడియా ఆహ్, ఉందని ఎలా క్లిక్ చేయగలుగుతున్నాను? ఎగ్జాక్ట్‌గా ఎక్కడికో వచ్చి ఎలా క్లిక్ చేయగలుగుతున్నాను? ఓకే. ఇంకొకటి చెప్తా. మీరు కళ్ళు మూసుకొని ఇప్పుడు నాది ఈ మౌస్ పాయింటర్ ఎక్కడుందో చెప్పగలరా?
అవును.
హ్మ్. Without seeing this
చెప్పలేం.
screen, will you able to see, go there and click on this Wikipedia? ఈ ఎగ్జాక్ట్‌గా ఈ ప్లేస్‌లో లింక్ ఉంటది. దీని మీద క్లిక్ చేయగలరా అని చెప్పగలరా?
చెప్పలేం.
ఆబ్వియస్లీ చెప్పలేం. ఎందుకంటే సో if you don't see, then you cannot identify. The same way, if you don't know your route, and obviously you will not able to go right. So how you are going to know reach your home basis on the like address, how you are going to follow the steps. So, for example, at the end of starting of the line, you will have a turn, right turn or left turn. Okay, and you will take the right, and then you will follow the steps, right? And how you identify your home basis on the structure, basis on the color, basis on the the other things. Like, so what I'm trying to say is it is all about how you are seeing. Okay, so how you are seeing is nothing but interface. Okay, సో మనం ఈ బ్రౌజర్లో ఒక పర్టికులర్ దగ్గరకు వచ్చి వీఆర్ క్లికింగ్ ఆన్ దిస్ మీన్స్ it is not just like there is a link and we are going to click on it. So this entire screen we will call it as a GUI. What does it mean? Graphical user interface. Okay, సో గ్రాఫికల్గా మనకు ఒక యూజర్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ కనిపిస్తుంది కాబట్టి we are able to click on this link, and it is easy for us to click on this link. What if you have something like this? So this you will call it as a graphical user interface, GUI. And this one, just a second. Why it is taking time? Okay, it is still loading. Okay, so for example, ఇక్కడ మీరు చూస్తే, so there is a name, some person name on there. You are able to read that because literally you are can able to see it. Okay, and there is some content about that person. So that's the reason you are able to read that information, and it is completely fully organized. Like there is a heading, and there is some content over here, and right side you have the person, a brief introduction about it, right? So like image and what is his title and what is his stories, all these things you can see on this. Okay, so like this you will have the information and it is completely visible. Okay, so sometimes what will happen, it is not opening. Okay, let's do it here. I'll try to show in a different view how it is actually looks like. మీలో ఎవరికైనా హెచ్టిఎంఎల్ తెలుసా? ASP.NET జస్ట్ అసలు హెచ్టిఎంఎల్ అంటే ఏంటో తెలుసా? Yeah. So here you can see. Okay. So this Wikipedia. Okay. This page and this page is same. Okay. So now tell me, where do I need to click on Wikipedia? డిఫరెన్స్ అర్థమవుతుందా? సేమ్ ఈ పేజ్లో ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నామో, ఇక్కడ ఏమైతే కనిపిస్తుందో ఇది కూడా ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ సేమ్. దెర్ ఇస్ నో డిఫరెన్స్ ఎట్ ఆల్. కంప్లీట్లీ సేమ్. ఓకే, బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు టెల్ మీ where should I click to go to the Wikipedia? Anyone? Just try. Not able to write? I'll tell you the reason. Because it is not, user friendly view. It is completely programmatic view. So programmatic view means only the developers can able to understand the, this interface and try to use that link. Okay, but here it is not the case. Okay, it is completely user interface. In this it is completely user interface, and it is organized. What is required, only that thing is available. Okay, apart from the other things, okay, you don't need which, so they are not showing it. It is like cleanly, they are showing the visible kind of a activity here. So whoever is having a very basic knowledge also, okay, like they will just search for the particular you know the URL or web page, and they can identify, yes, this is my page, so I'll go click on this, so that it will open the this browser. Okay, but if I ask you to work on this way, it is very hard, right? So that's the reason we have two interface. One is the programmatic interface, or application interface, you can say. Okay, and another one is GUI, graphical user interface. So this interface is built in the using the HTML. Okay, so if you see the code, it will have the HTML tags. So when you want to showcase something as a graphical way, you can use the HTML as a language to showcase the content and the values which you wanted. Okay, so now what you understand is you have a graphical user interface and programmatic interface. Okay, so let's forget about the programmatic interface. Let's, you know discuss about the user interface. So user interface, when you are human, you are able to see where to click on it, because your eyes is working perfect. That's why you are able to go and see the content and able to copy. For example, I want to copy this information. What I will do, I'll just come to this paragraph, select it, right click, copy it, and go to somewhere, something like this, and paste the values. Right. So this is how generally we do, right? So apart from that, what else you will do? Nothing, right? So you just need to copy that information and add it to here, so that you will have the same. So now the task is how we are going to, automate this process. For example, bot should go to this particular person ID, collect this information, and save it into one different file. How we are going to do it? So till yesterday, what we have done is completely, you know, system related activity. This one we are going to do it in the web, on the web browser. Okay, so that's why we are call it as a web automation. So the actions which you have performed in the web related or browser activity, so we will call that as a web automation. Okay, so let's start with the web automation. That is our project 2. So let's discuss about the points also. Like the same way, how this is only our task. Like we have to go to the Wikipedia and search for the person's information and store the value into this. Okay. Okay. So what are the steps? I'll just write the steps. Okay. Our first step is need to open the browser. It could be any browser. So that's our choice. Edge or Chrome or any other browser that you wanna try, you can try. So you will use the browser, and then what you will do? Then you will search for the URL. So here, what is the URL is our Wikipedia URL, correct? And then you will enter the person name, enter the person name or celebrity name to get the value, right? So after that, what you do? Once you enter the person name, you will get the result. So the result will be having some content, right? So after the content is visible, what you do? Copy the content. Copy the content. Fifth step is paste it into in a new document, the notepad, let's say. So assume that these are all five, basic steps that we do, to get this value, correct? Apart from that, any other step that you perform here? All right. So total five steps. Let's assume. Okay. Let's go with this way. Okay. Let's create or open a browser. Okay. I'm just copying this value as open browser and go to open browser activity. Go to this activities panel and search for the keyword open browser. When you click on open browser, you can see the multiple options here. Okay, so either last time I have explained how to use the use browser or use application or open browser activity. So it is exactly same, so nothing to worry. This is modern and this is a classic, so you can use both. Okay, let me use this use application or browser. Just drag and drop it to the here, and you need to indicate and which activity that you are going to perform. So I'll just indicate the browser here. Okay, so here I have added it, and yes, you can see it's automatically extract that information, like how you are going to see the screen and click on it, and you are able to see this values, right? Same way it is going to add it, and it is going to search for the same URL, saying you are trying to open this Wikipedia. Okay, so that means you are completed the first step and the second step also, because URL also extracted automatically. And the third step is you're going to enter the person name. So here, if you observe the link, okay, so this is one link, like this is for Chiranjeevi, and if I copy paste the same value here and type some other name, let's say Rajnikant, and enter. So how we're going to see the values? We will see. So I have just changed the name, and after this wiki slash, and we will see whether we will get the information about Rajnikant. And you can see it is exactly same. Okay, the structure and everything is same. Only the changes in this URL. So after wikis, they will create one page for this person, and like that the another page for this person. So like now what will happen? So when you are observing these two links, only changes this one. That means only the person name is getting changed and the link is same. Okay. So that time what you can do is, instead of searching for the exact version, you can just change the value here. Instead of Chiranjeevi, what I'll do, I will just add listening. So what will happen? It is going to, it is already, how you're going to say it, it is already extracted the information here. You can see it is already extracted, saying you are on the Chrome browser and you are searching for the this person, and I say okay. So now what you will do, just select it. I'm just debugging it to showcase you the Rajnikant page once again. Okay, here I'm closing it and just open it. Yes, bot is going to start this. Once robot is started, it is going to execute the same steps. Okay. So the activity what we have added here is use application or browser activity. Okay. Yes. It is saying it is completed. Let's go and see here if we have the browser or not. Let me close this and see the out. Okay. So it is just checking the browser and it is not identifying the URL. So what you have to do is we will use a different activity here. Let's say okay, to open the browser, I'm just using this one. So there is an activity called open browser. So just drag and drop it here and change the browser type to Chrome. It's your wish. Okay, you can use the Firefox, Chrome or Edge, or you can use any custom. Okay, so but I'm going to use the Chrome browser so that it will open the Chrome browser and along with this URL. Okay, just save it and debug the file. Okay, now you can see it will open the new browser and also it is going to search for the URL. See, it has opened a new browser and searching for the URL which you have given. Okay, so it is executed successfully and there is no error at all. So that means we are able to do these steps and also we are able to do this step, the person name also. How you can simply, you know how to assign the value, right? So I'll take the assign value and here I will say I'll create one variable and I'll say name, enter. Now if I want to change the value simply, I can simply change Chiranjeevi, okay? And simply I can remove this and make it as more dynamic by adding the, so whatever the name that comes here, it automatically going to search here. So you wanna try, just try something like this. So you should search for the Chiranjeevi now. So what you need to understand is how dynamically the values are changing and the URL pattern. So when you are having the multiple links like that. So here what we have done is we have created some dynamic name here and add it to the URL. So it is going to search for the same person. Yeah, if you observe, you will have this is the Rajnikant folder and this is the Chiranjeevi portal. So in that case, you're going to have the two different URLs with the single link. Correct. So like this, you can pass. So if you have a list of, let's say, some 10 celebrities name that you want to extract the information, how you're going to do is you can simply add this value here, or you can simply maintain the list and loop the each list and search for this person and add it to the, copy the content and save it in there. Okay, you got it right, how it is going to work out. Any doubts on this?
హలో
Yes, చెప్పండి.
అన్న ఫస్ట్ యూజ్ బ్రౌజర్ గాని చేయాల్సిందే కదా అన్న.
యూజ్ బ్రౌజర్ కూడా చేయాల్సిందే, బట్ ఏంటంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ యాక్సెప్టింగ్ ఓన్లీ చెకింగ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఓపెనింగ్ ది న్యూ బ్రౌజర్. సేమ్ థింగ్, బట్ ఏంటంటే ఆ యూజ్
అంటే అది వర్క్ చేయకపోతే ఓపెన్ బ్రౌజర్ చేయాలి కదా అన్న.
జనరల్గా ఏంటంటే వి విల్ యూజ్ ది ఓపెన్ బ్రౌజర్ యాక్టివిటీ ఓన్లీ. ఓకే,
ఓకే ఓకే
కంప్లీట్
అన్న.
ఓపెన్ బ్రౌజర్ యాక్టివిటీ ఫస్ట్ ఓపెన్ చేసేది. ఇవి ఏదైతే మోడరన్ వ్యూస్ ఉన్నాయో స్టిల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ది నాట్ స్టేబుల్ వన్. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ చూడొచ్చు, ఇట్ ఓపెన్స్ ద బ్రౌజర్ పేజ్ టు యువర్ ఇన్ యూజ్ ఇన్ యువర్ ఆటోమేషన్ and but still it is not. So that's why what we are doing is this is the classic method how to open the browser. ఓకే, సో ఈ బ్రౌజర్లో బేసిక్గా టూ థింగ్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఒకటి బ్రౌజర్ ఓపెన్ చేయటము, అండ్ ఇక్కడ చూడొచ్చు ఇన్పుట్లో వాట్ ఈస్ ద బ్రౌజర్ టైప్. మీరు ఏ బ్రౌజర్ని యూజ్ చేయాలనుకున్నారో ఆ బ్రౌజర్ని చేసుకొని ఆ తర్వాత యూ కెన్ యూజ్ ది యూఆర్ఎల్. సో మనం ఏదైతే యూఆర్ఎల్ని పాస్ చేయాలనుకున్నామో అని పాస్ చేస్తే చాలు, ఇట్ విల్ ఓపెన్ ద బ్రౌజర్ అండ్ ఇట్ విల్ సెర్చ్ ఫర్ దిస్ యూఆర్ఎల్ and it is open. Then you can continue with the other steps. So whatever you are trying to do it in the web browser. Yes. Okay, so like that we will do this browser activity. So tomorrow we will see how to, once you are landed to that page, how to copy the content, how to write into the different work file. Okay, so now today's task is for you is you need to use these steps and not just for one person. Okay, you should have at least 5 persons, any 5 person celebrities name you can choose. Okay, for example, I'll give two and you can add another three. Okay, for Chiranjeevi, Jasnikant, because I have already showed you, right? And take any other three more names and search for the same method and try to automate them this method. Okay, so first you have to give the normal lecture in GV and use this concept to add the join the variable and the string, and once it is open then you can go and change the name. Okay, so like this you do. Okay, forget about this, tomorrow I will explain what you have to do next part. Okay, so only two steps: assign the value and add it to here. Okay, so this one I will explain it tomorrow what you will do after this. Okay, any doubts on this two?
నా జస్ట్ ఈ టూ వాల్యూస్ ఒకటే కదా అన్న, అసైన్ అండ్ ఓపెన్ బ్రౌజర్ వాల్యూ ఒకటే యూజ్ చేయాల్సింది ఇప్పుడు.
Correct.
ఓకే
ఈ టూ యాక్టివిటీస్ నేను చేసింది అసైన్లో మనము ఆ సెలబ్రిటీ నేమ్ని అసైన్ చేసుకుంటాము. ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసి ఈ
ఓకే
వేరియబుల్లో ఈ పర్టికులర్ యూఆర్ఎల్ని మనము ఒక డైనమిక్గా చేస్తున్నాం. సో ఇంతవరకు చేంజ్ అవ్వదు, టిల్ విక్కీ స్లాష్ వరకు
ఓకే
చేంజ్ అవ్వదు. సో వాట్ ఈస్ చేంజింగ్, ఓన్లీ ద నేమ్ is changing. So that's why we are keeping into the variable, so that whenever we have, whenever we need to change the value, we can just change the value using this way. Okay,
ఓకే.
yes. So I'll share the record video also. Just go through if you have any